Okay, gentlemen, just when I think I've seen it all, 40 years, I have not seen it all. Obviously, we're really excited about the win and the resolve of our players to believe and all those things. That's outstanding. We need to build off this. It was Rook Brown's birthday, and obviously, we were singing happy birthday to him. Great pick. Appalachian State is a really good football program and a really good team, and we did not play up to our capabilities, particularly on offense, for the majority of the game. And then, we were able to pop the big run, and I knew that was about to come. And, our defense started to do a better job getting acclimated, but, we're having a hard time on that last drive and a couple drives before. But this team believes in one another. They're poised. They keep on playing hard. I've seen other teams start to fracture, and that was not the case here. And we beat a really good football team in an unconventional way, and we're going to take it. I mean, we're 3-1, and so we're celebrating the win. And we got a lot of work to do, but I'm going to enjoy tonight. So questions? Yeah.
What are you thinking when Ja'Cory Hawks, when they go out there and they're lining up that kick? Did you feel good about the block?
Well, no, typically, I told Oscar, let's go with the max block. And so the guy who blocked it was Devon Harris. I asked him, was it you, Devon? He goes, yeah, it was me. And if you know Devon, you can appreciate that humor. But Oscar Giles goes through a Friday night meeting on all that. And then when I saw Ja'Cory picked it up, I was like, there ain't nobody going to catch him. And so it was mad chaos. We ended up burning a timeout, and we schooled up a two-point play, which actually turned out to be a huge play because that changed the complexion of what they needed to do.
Craig, did you feel like your defense is running out of gas? I mean, they were on the field.
Yeah, you know what, and that was a combination. I mean, if you looked in the first half, I think we had 18 plays, and much of that was, we've kind of been patting ourselves on the back about being disciplined, and I want to say we had 7 penalties in the first half, and so that just takes us out of who we are, and we were having a little bit of hard time getting adjusted to their speed, and so, the number of reps started to add up. You could see some of our guys, the defensive ends and the down guys, were really getting tired. We'll lick our wounds. Like I said, 3-1, we're going to take it. It was the hard way, and it was an unconventional way.
What was kind of your evaluation, just from your perspective, of the passing game?
Well, I think it was deficient, and some of that has to do with we were not able to get a running game going. I mean, and so that has an impact on the play action pass. We dialed up some plays on 1st and 10. They were a quarters team, which means safeties are down. We took some shots. Didn't come up with a play there. We had, a couple contested catches that we didn't make. So we got to take a hard look at that. And certainly I think Andrew competed, and he didn't play last week. We'll look at, his performance and then the protection. So, like I said, there's going to be a lot to look at on this tape to say we got to get better, but it's a lot easier to get better with the win than it is with the loss.
When you look at the stat sheet, it's easy, I guess, from the outside to say, is Andrew completely healthy? And did you ever think about going?
Well, we discussed some things with Evan, but we watched a lot in practice, Colby, and we looked at not Colby. I'm thinking about Colby Taylor there. No, we looked at a lot of our practice tape, and Andrew performed better than Evan did. Now they think there's, a brightness with Evan, but I was a little bit concerned maybe we need to change some tempo of the game, and then we went out another drive, and then Harrison broke the long run. Anything?
How about Harrison?
Yeah, you know what? He's a weapon that we have not had for a long time. And during this game, I kept on, App State's got some tall, lengthy athletes, and it was always kind of like there was an arm there. It was like, okay, we got a 5-yard gain or 4-yard gain, and we were just one play short, and he hit that crease, and once he got in that second level, he was gone.
So the defense, I believe they had 4 or 5 drives of more than 12 plays in this one, but they didn't give up an offensive touchdown.
No, and that was a huge deal. I mean, if you can take those and those drives and turn them into field goals as opposed to touchdowns. That changes the complexion. I was watching those scores and knew that by us limiting them to the field goals, it was going to allow us to stay in this thing.
What is going on with Kobe right now?
He's playing, so I guess help me out there.
Oh, it just seemed like you had to go reel him in at the end of the game there.
Well, he's an emotional guy. He's a young person. He came up and he apologized to me, and he's going to learn from that. And I told him that App State is a really classy program. It was a competitive game, and I think the world of their head coach, and it's going to be a learning experience, and so no blood, no foul.
Greg, you had mentioned third downs being a big emphasis earlier this week. I mean, how important will it be to kind of improve that?
We got, you know what? We got a lot to work on offensively. We got to be able to stay on blocks. We got to run crisper routes. We got to not jump off sides. And at times, you can have a little bit of a, I don't want to say a hangover. Even though we didn't beat Texas, I think it was kind of like, okay, we're fired up. We lacked focus, and, you know, that's got to, some of it's come on me. I'm like, I looked and we had all those jumps and we weren't doing something. I said, okay, hey, you know, we probably need to raise the level of intensity and attention to detail in practice a little bit more. We hadn't seen that. But it became apparent, and we've got a lot to work on there. And what's good is this is going to give us an opportunity. We beat a good football team unconventional way. And in the books, it's going to go down as a win, as a pretty historic win. I don't know how many times you block a field goal and go score a touchdown. First time. That's a hard way. We're going to take it.
Somebody said they'd never had a field goal blocked ever.
In their history.
School history there.
You got to count on Devad. He's a secret weapon. He and Oscar Giles. It's like one of these Southern Baptist revivals on Friday night with Oscar in there. One time I went, what in the hell? I mean, it's like an all-out assault, and I'm like, most of the time you don't block it anyhow. And lo and behold, I said, you know, pretty good job, Oscar. Yeah.
Unconventional or not, what does it mean for this team to get to 3-1 against this schedule?
I think we all the pundits looked at the beginning, including me, and said, really, really one of the more competitive non-conference schedules that we've had. And then you look in the play within our conference coming up, but to come out of this with 3-1, it exceeded some of the expectations I had. I mean, you're hoping to say, okay, go 2-2, because I thought this would be the game. If you just looked at it on the outside saying, okay, this is kind of like last year's Tulsa game. We got to come up with this one to come out 2-2. And when we went ahead and beat Tech, that's when you go, okay, now you're playing with house money a little bit and say, let's get to 3-1. And so we did. Now that's all behind us. Now we're going to get Mountain West play. I'm sure you guys, if you did at the beginning, would you say we were going to be 3-1?